Yeah, New England went to New York, and they beat the Jets 15-10.
Terrible.
Um, yeah, it's been very hard to watch. Well, both
Any
teams are
game
hard to
with
watch.
any game with the Patriots or the Jets, and I can't watch it. It's brutal.
Yeah, Mac Jones, who is the starting quarterback for New England, had 201 yards for one TD. Zach Milfson had no TDs, and he had 157 yards. Brees Hall, former Iowa State running back, had 18 yards for 12 carries. Another running back, Nick Broaden, rushed for one TD. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I see that Jordan Whitehead had 9 tackles. So tell me, David, is this Jets team destined for failure since it was built around Rodgers and not Zach Milfson?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I feel like the owner of the Jets keeps breaking, mares. It's another 8 years every time he breaks one. So this they had the worst luck. And I mean, Zach Wilson, terrible, terrible quarterback. I have no idea how he has that. Well, I mean, they're stuck with him essentially. They're stuck with him. I know. There's rumors around the league that they want to, pull in Winston or Kirk Cousins, but that's not going to happen. They don't have anything worth value of trading for him unless they trade one of their top running backs. So they are destined for failure. It's sad. It's sad because they have very good talent on their team. Brees
Mhm.
Hall, Garrett Wilson, those two guys are phenomenal players, but they're just on the worst, one of the worst league teams in the league.
Yeah, and then you got Sauce Gardner, who's one of the best cornerbacks too. So it's just difficult when you see three talented guys like that on a team that it's just not going to get much. And it's weird because like you see like Al Nazard, and then you see Randall Cobb out there too, and it's like those guys are only there because Rodgers is there, and he's not even playing. So
Yep,
it's almost like what is their role now?
that's the
Um,
thing. They only know how to play with Rodgers. They really haven't played with anyone else. I mean, especially with Zach Wilson. What do you do with that guy?
mhm.
He's a 24-year-old kid who seems like he slacks off during practice, and during games. I always see him and he's just messing around, it seems like.
Yeah, the story of Zach Wilson's interesting because he obviously got drafted way higher than he was supposed to from BYU. And the reason why I say that is one, he's had a bad start to his career, and two, there was just such a small sample size from BYU for GMs or scouts to look at. They looked at one good year, kind of like with Mitch Trubisky. They looked at one good starting year. They said, okay, he's taking first over. He's going to he's going to be in the first round. And that obviously wasn't the right call because he's still developing much. He still has to develop much more than his peers or the guys in his draft class. And I don't really know much about how he is on the off season or in practice based on what I saw on the Hard Knocks episodes. He seems like a good kid. And I think he just wasn't ready for the moment to be the starting quarterback. And I think that pressure kind of got relieved once Rodgers was the starting quarterback. Because, when I watch Hard Knocks, he was just like more lively and showed his personality. But now it's like, oh shit, I'm the quarterback again. I thought I was kind of off the hook for a little bit. And it's like, and it's weird because I didn't really notice this, but like Rogers is a very meticulous and he's very nitpicky and wants things to be exactly how he wants it. Because that's why he went to the Jets, because they're willing to negotiate. Like, oh, I want this player and that player. He's like, okay, cool. So like these players are really designed or picked up just for him because Rogers doesn't play like an average quarterback in terms of where he likes to throw or who he likes to throw. And what I mean by where is Rogers is the type of quarterback he always wants to throw on the outside. He doesn't like to throw down the middle. And a lot of quarterbacks like to throw down the middle. It's the easiest spot to throw, but it's also the easiest spot to throw an interception. So Rogers always avoids that. So now he's not there anymore. And it's like, okay, now we have to change the whole game strategy because we're not playing to Rodgers' cup of tea. So that's probably why it's not clicking so well with this
Yeah.
offense. Also, the O line just sucks too.
Yeah, I mean, you really got to thread the needle. I mean, it seems like Zach Wilson should have taken some sewing classes in high school, to practice on that
Oh yeah, I'm sure he
because.
took some sewing classes with his mom and her friends.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, that man will always have props in my book for doing that, though.
Yeah, but going back to what you said is, with the league, it seems like, a lot of times, teams will, I don't know why they do this, but they'll just look at very small sample sizes, with Trey Lance being another prime example. It's like, why there's only a few games they can really look at, and you're saying, oh wow, he did amazing in those games. What about the rest?
Mm-hmm. I just got a text from Brandon. He asked if I want to go to the Iowa game.
Who are they playing?
I don't know. Probably, probably it's. I think it's going to be a Big Ten West game.
Oh, oh, want to
Since
tell
they
you a
just got
fun fact though? I don't know if you
what?
saw this, but during the beginning of the third quarter against the Penn State game,
Oh, that game was a
DraftKings,
beat
no,
up, bro.
just wait, DraftKings had the over under at 0 for Iowa at the
Really?
beginning of the third.
Damn.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
they're playing Michigan State. I like Michigan State too. It's too bad they don't know how to
No,
take care of business with their coach and shit.
that's just
Um,
embarrassing,
yeah,
honestly.